Hello everyone, my name is Bygl, and welcome back to another episode here from the Let's Play series. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Okay, the end is loading properly, it would seem. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's been a while since we've been here. I think it's been like 6 months at least ever since we actually last visited this place. Yes, so we are in the end dimension after a while, cause we need a lot of obsidian for today's project. So this is gonna be very fun to do. But to actually find the stronghold, I couldn't find it. It took me like 30 minutes to find it for some reason. And I actually had to go ahead and watch my old video, which was like episode 7, when we found the stronghold. And oh man, stuff has changed since, hasn't it? Oh my goodness. I do not recommend watching my old videos, cause the quality was pretty low, not gonna lie. So we need the obsidian for two separate things actually. The first thing is that we need it for the portal frames for our Nether hub, which is going to be the first project that we're going to be working on today. The other thing is that we're kinda out of ender chests, so we're gonna craft up a bunch of those out of these as well. Got some obsidian. So how are we going to exactly improve our Nether hub today is the question. Well, the first thing is destroying this portal, because it's off-center. What we gotta do with this is we gotta build 4 separate portals, and that way we can have a center point in the middle. So we're gonna have a portal like this. This is gonna... Oops, didn't mean to do that. One is going to go like this, one is going to go like this, and we're basically gonna have a cube of portals in the middle. And each one of these tunnels in our Nether hub is color coded, right? This is gonna be green, yellow, red, and blue. So this center area, I figured, should be gray then. So it's neutral, so we don't get lost, basically is the idea. So I brought a bunch of gray blocks over here, cobblestone, andesite, stone, all of that, and we're probably gonna go for a cave aesthetic. Light them up, and let's see if these actually connected up to the proper portal. Yep, that looks just fine by me. So, as you can see, the outpost is right there. Man, the portals are loud. So I think what we should do with this place is we should kinda make it look like the outpost. Because the outpost is also purely made out of oak and stone. So this is gonna kinda make sense because the outpost is gonna be on the other side of this. And it's also gonna have the grayscale that we actually want. And having so many portals here sure does make a lot of sound. That is kinda annoying, didn't really think about that. Okay, so this is the footprint that we are working with, this giant circle. So we went 2 blocks away from the pressure plates, then 3, and then 2 again, and it connects up like this, and it makes this big circular pattern. And I'm kinda figuring out what I wanna do with it now. And no, I did not plan this out. I'm just figuring this out on the go. One of the ideas is to have like a oak road coming all around this place, and then kinda making a organic natural cave on the walls here. That could look pretty cool. And we actually wanted to have like a proper bartering station here, but I think we're gonna rip that out. Cause I kinda wanna put a big proper one right next to the gold farm, so we don't have to go back and forth when we wanna barter with the piglins. So this guy will probably go, but other than that we're probably just gonna go for an organic build. Should be pretty simple and should make this Nether hub look actually pretty decent. I haven't seen anyone make their Nether hub into a cave yet, so I'm kinda just going off of my own inspiration, and hopefully it's gonna look pretty decent. I'm not sure whether I like where this is going. It's a tough build because it is kinda symmetrical, kinda organic as well at the same time, and we have a set amount of space that we can work with. We cannot go further there because we have the tunnel there, we cannot go further there because we have the portal there, so this is the set amount. And I'm kinda trying to make like a wooden plank floor, path, that's the word, path, in between all of the tunnels. And it kinda works. It mostly works. Weird. It's probably gonna work relatively good if we mix it up with some other blocks, maybe like stripped oak. Let's just try 1 or 2. Kinda like that. Make it look like it's seen the age of time. Yeah, this path is not too bad at all. That's pretty good. We're gonna have to push this back a block though, because this is just too close to the path. We actually need slightly more space. So what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna do something like this. We're gonna go here. And then we're gonna connect the stone up here on these intersections, and we're just gonna go like this. I think that sounds pretty good. Let's see how much space is this gonna give us. Yep, I can work with that. I can definitely work with that. We're probably gonna also add some fences around the sides, and then a bunch of stalactites and stalagmites on these sides for decorations. And we can also put some rooms, like over here for example, in these like diagonal sections, because these are just gonna be for decoration for now. But if we ever need to build something in the Nether, then we are gonna have a bunch of space over here, which is pretty cool. I mean, these spruce fences don't look half bad at all, do they? Oh, they look kinda weird when you connect them up like that though, and we don't have a lot of space. If we really want to use them, I'm probably gonna have to push back the wall even further. Worth a try at least. Worth a try. And so I decided to try out a few block ideas, such as replacing the floor with path blocks, which ultimately looks way better somehow. Usually I try to avoid the block because it's kind of this weird green yellowish color, but it actually worked surprisingly well, and it added a nice color to the build. And yeah, I just decided to go ham on the cave because, let's be honest, you've seen me make so many caves in this world already. We made the iron farm, which is basically a cave. We made the diamond cave, which, well, you know, is a cave. We also made the coal mines. We made the outpost. We have so many cave builds that this is probably gonna have to be the last one. I'm gonna have to stop myself from building more caves because our world is literally gonna be 90% caves. So we're gonna try to avoid that in the future, but still I decided to try and make it look as good as possible now that I had a lot of practice, you know, building caves. And ultimately I think it turned out pretty good. Alright, so this is how we're looking so far, and this is for sure an improvement. So we switched out the oak floor for the path, as you can see, and I also did the whole interior walls here, and these are not textured or decorated yet. This is what we're gonna do in just a second, but I do wanna do one other thing before we do that. So right in front of each one of these things, in front of each one of these tunnels, I want to have a lectern, and this lectern is going to have a book which is going to contain all of the locations that we can go via the portal in which it is in front of. That was a really weird sentence, but I think that made sense. So for example, we're gonna put one in front of the red thing. I don't know where I want to put them. You know, this actually isn't such a bad spot, right in front of the slab. And we're gonna put in the book, and for example, this is gonna be the red road. Actually, I need to write it here. This is gonna be the red road, and it's gonna contain the gold farm. And then it's also gonna contain the ocean monument, which we're working on right now, and also the dark oak forest, and also the desert village. And I'm gonna write down all of those. We're gonna put them all in the correct letters, and we're gonna be super organized. Okay, so I documented all of the different areas that are currently connected up to our Nether hub, and I think I'm gonna go insane from the portal. This is a pretty cool trick. If you want to have more silent portals, or quieter portals I should say, if you go to the music and sounds, you can decrease the block thing here. Yeah, it's not the actual multi-block structure that's producing the sound, it's actually just the frame blocks, so yeah, that's a pretty neat trick. Anyway, I have documented all of the different areas, so the yellow road as of right now is connected to these two things, the mining mesa and the witch hut, and the green road is currently only connected to the ice spikes where we tried to do the ice farm. Now bear in mind that this is not fully developed yet. Yeah, there are still a bunch of portals that need to be built to a lot of different places. And here we got the compendium project. I also wrote the actual side to which each portal is pointing, or not portal, each tunnel. So if you look at the F3 screen on the left, you can see that it is facing east, and this is also written as east here. Now, the most developed portal as of right now is probably the red one here, which I need to fix real quick. It's actually supposed to be like this. The brackets need to be there. There we go. And also a cool trick, if you want to do these like small squares, it's Alt and 7 on your keyboards. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, there are actually a bunch of portals that I built here and I haven't shown off yet, so let's actually do a small tour here. So if you come over here and you look to the left, that is the Spruce Town portal over there that connects up to the big overgrown one. And if we go slightly more this way, on the right side we should see the desert village portal that's there. And also, ooh, I'm really sucking at the boat right now. Oh, I thought I turned. Oh, it's so confusing. Back up a little bit. This is where the ocean monument is, over here to the left. That's what we've been working on in the last episode. And over here to the right, I haven't actually shown this off yet. Yeah, this portal leads to our new mining desert. I actually only built this portal like last episode, because I needed a lot of sand for the ocean monument, as you already know. So, oh, like spike. This is how the desert is looking right now. It's it's actually quite a bit of an excavation site at this point. It's pretty impressive. There is still a lot of desert here though, or desert. How do you pronounce it? I have no idea. But it's a really big one, so we are not running out of sand anytime soon. So I'm glad to hear that, or see that I should say. And it's a really cool one as well. Like, look at that archway over here. There is a village right here, and it just goes on and on and on. This is not the same one as the desert village though. There is a acacia biome in between them, or a savanna biome. Yeah, so this is the portal over here, and here we have a small acacia biome, and just over this hill you can see the other one right here. This is where the village is, and also the very first pyramid that we found on the world. Let's see if it actually loads in. The world hasn't been loading in very quickly, and yeah, that happens a lot when it's so slow as well. Everything is just slowed down and lagging. There we go, this is the pyramid, and this is the village with the other portal. Alright, so now that we got that covered, I already started with the decorating of this place, so this is what we're going for. Very simple. Just some blocks and stairs on the sides of the pillars. I think it looks pretty cool. Got the lanterns on the top here. And I'm gonna do the stalactites and the stalagmites and the texturing and the detailing all on all of these four sides now. And it's gonna be pretty simple. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of stone, cobblestone, gonna mix it up a little bit. Didn't mean to do that. That has happened way too many times while working on this at this point. Come on, I can hit that. There we go. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna also use some fences for the stalagmites and stalactites, and that will be the hub done, actually. Usually nether hubs are like really big projects in everyone's world because they are like really important and you see them a lot when traveling. But our nether hub is relatively small, to be honest, and it doesn't need to be big, right? It's containing everything it needs to. And right about 10 minutes later, we have the final result. And I'm really happy with this place. I think it looks really awesome. So it's really hard to look at this place as a single whole build because there is not really a centerpiece in the middle. Like, we do have the portal, but it almost feels more like a wall, and that the centerpiece is in here, which would mean that the centerpiece is just the dirt pathway which spans all the way around. So it does have this nice cool looping effect, like you're just going in a loop, which you are, but you do have the different colors at least, so it's not all the same. We have a nice mix of slabs and stairs, got some mossy cobblestone here. I am going to probably add more of that, but we ran out, so I just used mostly normal cobble. We got some stalactites and stalagmites. This is a pretty cool trick. Stalactites are the top ones and stalagmites are the bottom ones. And you can actually remember that by thinking of the letter T in the word stalagmite. Wait, no, stalactite. So if you think of a T, it looks like this, right? Wait, like this T. So it's got 2 points on the top and 1 point in the middle, so it kind of forms this triangle, right, which points downwards. So stalactites are the triangles that point downwards, and that's how we can remember that those are the ones that come from the ceiling and not from the ground. It's a pretty cool trick. So yeah, let me know what you think. I think this build actually turned out pretty cool. Also, I could have used chains with the lanterns, but that would just add another shade of grey to a already grey room, so I decided to go for the fences, and that way we get ever so slightly more oak. I think that was a good decision. Right, so that is right about enough nether hub work for one day. We're gonna move on to the monument project here, or the ocean monument project, which is actually gone. The actual ocean monument is now completely destroyed, as you can see in the small cuts there. So I had a bunch of construction work. I didn't mean to do that. I had a bunch of construction work right in front of my house, so I couldn't really record, so I just decided to do it, and it was literally just grunt work, right? I was just going ham with my pickaxe, breaking all of the blocks, so you really didn't miss anything. Even if there was no construction work, I probably wouldn't show barely any of the process. So, right now I am in the process of placing dirt on the last bottom row of the monument. I left discs so it would be easier to place because there is water right below the thing, as you can see. And since I don't really have a lot of time left for today's episode, we're gonna try to do a small experiment here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover the entire thing in dirt, which is actually the plan for the aesthetic as well. We're not doing this just for the fun, right? This is actually gonna be the floor. It was always planned for dirt to be the floor, and you're gonna see why in the upcoming episodes. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cover the entire thing, and I'm gonna place a single grass block there in the middle, and we'll see how quickly it can actually spread. It's gonna be a little experiment. So this is either gonna be pretty cool to watch and kinda satisfying, or just a complete boring mess. This might be just like watching paint dry, so we'll see which one of those two it's gonna be. I think this is the center. Looks like the center to me. And I'm gonna place the 4 blocks of grass here, because the monuments are actually a even block mount, not a odd one, so they have a 2-block center. And I placed a small platform there on the top, and I'm just gonna do that, and I'm gonna fly directly up. Okay, so we're probably not gonna be able to see the center right off the bat, but I'm just gonna stand right here. I'm gonna go AFK like this, and hopefully it's gonna look pretty interesting when it's recorded, like in a time-lapse or something. We'll see what I can do with it. But yeah, I'm just gonna stand here, and I'll be back in, let's say, right about 20 minutes, give or take. And I proceeded to AFK, not for 20 minutes, not for 40 minutes, not for 60 minutes, not for 2 hours, but for 2 hours and 30 minutes, give or take. I made a big mistake. And the mistake was that I forgot to light up the entire thing, because I forgot that grass doesn't spread when the light level is like under 10, I think. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it doesn't spread during the night, is the big thing. So if I lit up this whole platform, it would probably be done like within an hour, but yeah. Wasted my own time. What can you do, right? So this is how it looks. It looks pretty decent, pretty cool. Nothing too fancy. I do not recommend doing this to anyone, especially when you don't light up the place. But you know, it was an experiment, so if you don't light up a 200 by 28 by 228 area, it will take 2.5 hours for the grass to spread. And that is going to be the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And also a big thank you for all of the support lately, even though I haven't been uploading many videos because I've been just generally busy with life. I actually got a summer job, so I'm working 6 days out of 7 during a week. So yeah, that's keeping me busy. If you're wondering where all of the videos are. And also thank you for all of the nice messages that you've been leaving under my videos, like all of the comments. That's been a lot of fun to read through. But yeah, that is the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!